y'all. Welcome to DDTS episode 762. Back with another video. Y'all see me? I'm on camera. I'm on camera this time, y'all. I'm on camera. I'm in my sleeping clothes. Happy Monday. It is April the 6th, 2026. I'm back with another video for y'all today. Thank y'all for joining me. This is not a hot gossip or hot tea video. This is just a video review of a YouTube video that I just watched. Actually, I found me a new YouTuber and I still to be subscribing to people's on YouTube. And the reason I subscribed was because the content that I seen on that page, it was pretty much relatable to some of the things that I watch on a normal basis and things and other content creators, YouTubers, bloggers, and people's talking about. But this in particular video that I watched on this content creators page was truly amazing. And it really had me thinking. I said, you know what? Him talking about this video, this wonderful YouTuber, content creator, talking about this video and basically speaking facts, speaking truth. I said, you know what? I wanted to give my input on this as well. I wanted to talk about this some time ago, and I think some of it I did in the past when I done videos on these topics, but if I haven't, I'm going to do my best to include them. I'm also going to be saying some things, some things that I experienced, some things that I've done. And let me be the first to say, y'all will probably be shocked about some of the things that I'm going to tell y'all. But, it's part of life. We've done things and, we've thought things and said things that we probably never meant to say, but it comes out anyway. So, and the content creator that I want to talk about and the person who did the video, I think the name is the Brose Breakdown. Shout out to the Brose Breakdown. He is a content creator and he's on YouTube. By the way, I found this person on YouTube today as I was scrolling on YouTube. Shout out to him. I'm gonna put his profile up on the screen here so y'all can basically check out his videos. And let me tell you, I just watched that one video, which I'm going to elaborate with y'all to today. And I'm going to get my aspects on it, what I think about this whole scenario, because what he talked about is really a real situation. And this is real facts, and this is like real life. But if I haven't yet, which I think I did, if you have not yet, hit the like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell so you will get notified when I have new videos available. When I tell y'all, I've been posting content like left and right. I've been posting content, I've been uploading content, I've been recording, posting clips, everything, and I'm not done. I'm going to post some content clips on my Snapchat and on my Twitter page. And I'm making this content, so it's like, dang, I'm putting out content. And I see myself getting to where I want to be. I've got a couple of more subscribers, and I know I'm behind on so much content of you guys that I am subscribed to, but I promise y'all I will get to it in due time. And I just want y'all to know I still love y'all and I still support y'all the best that I know how. By the way, I'm still adjusting to my original Facebook that I've had for like 15 going on 16 years, and my Instagram that I've had for like 11 years, which was connected to my original Facebook. It got suspended and it was basically hacked or whatever, suspended or whatever you want to call it. And I put so much into that, it's like gone. I'm still functioning, so slowly but surely I'm getting some of the things that I've, had before on there. So yeah, slowly but surely it's gonna get back better. So I bet y'all are ready to get into this video. Now, the things that I'm gonna talk about, I might not say exactly some of the things that what's his name again? What's the name again? Brose Breakdown said. I'm gonna say my own words and give my own perspective because we all have different perspectives. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this video. Happy late Easter, everybody. And I hope y'all had a wonderful holiday, and I hope y'all had a good Friday and good Monday. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Stay tuned because I'm gonna be doing a video on how my doctor's appointment went as well last week. So let's go ahead and get into this video. By the way, the topic of the video that Brose Breakdown did, the title of the video was "When Your Preference Does Not Like You Back" or something like that. But that was his topic name. My topic name is going to be preferences that do not look at you the same way. Something like that. I'm going to think of a name or something like that. I'm going to think of something. So we're finna go ahead and get into it. So I also want to say the video was so wonderful. The video speaks so much facts, speaks so much truth. And by the way, some things that I might not say, some things that I may say, I don't mean to offend anybody. So as you know, I put my disclaimers in the beginning of my videos. Now, you know me, I speak the truth. I speak my opinion. I speak it how it is and how it should be. I don't sugarcoat anything, but I do speak my truth. I do speak my opinion. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you do not like what I say and what I talk about and what I discussed, you are not obligated and you are not forced to watch my channel or my videos. If you feel like my content or what I say offends y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, you can click off, unsubscribe, or do whatever. But I promise you, all love will still be in me to you. So let's go ahead and get into it. So today, the video is going to be titled Preferences in the Black Community. Basically, LGBTQ edition or gay edition. That's what I'm going to say. Preferences in the LGBTQ community, gay edition. Now, me, who is part of the gay community, the LGBTQ community, and also an ally, of course, I'm going to be an ally. But let me go ahead and put this out there. Just because I'm a part of the LGBTQIA community and I am a part of the family and I love myself, I just want y'all to know, I do not agree with everything that goes on within our community. I do not agree with anything and everything that goes on within our community. When I say I don't agree with everything that goes on in our community and what I don't stand for, I'm going to go ahead. Okay, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Let me try to turn this up a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry for the interruption. That's my lighting, y'all. That's my lighting. Um. So yeah, I just want y'all to know, just because you are a part of the LGBTQIA community, I'm gonna put this out there. Does not mean that you have to agree with everything that goes on within our community, especially if you know it's wrong or very disrespectful and very offensive. That's one thing I want to put out there. The next thing that I want to say and that I also want to put out there is this. Like I said, the title and topic of this video, preferences in the Black community. And I'm going to insert myself into this topic like I said I was. Now I'm going to say this. Me as a person who was still basically in the closet at that time, I didn't want, peoples that were close to me, who I surrounded myself by, to find out who I was sexually attracted to and what I liked it in my life. Because if you know, being a part of the Black community, and if you label yourself as a gay Black person or man, it's like, it's the worst thing in the world. But we also come from a community where us as the Black community claim that, we love the Lord and we go to church, this and that and the third. We want to talk about that we're supposed to go to church and we're supposed to, do this and do that. But when it comes to homosexuality and being a part of the Black community and the church, is like it's the worst thing in the world. But also we have peoples within our community and also in other communities that be doing acts that are most worse and the most, that should be getting the most focused on within the community, pretty much. So I'm going to put that in that aspect. Okay, y'all, I'm back. What I was saying was, I got to catch my breath. What I was saying was, our own community, the Black community, they want to focus on sexuality and everything, and who loves who's doing what the who, and who's doing what, you know what I'm saying? But the problem is, why they're worried about who's doing what the who within sexuality and sexual preferences, it's other things within our community and around this world that needs to be focused on more. And that is sex trafficking. All these dealers around here that are doing substances and everything, this and that and the third. What about the wars that are continuing, that does not need to be made and started? What about the prices of food, gas? What about the help that people's need when it comes to Medicare, Medicaid, food assistance, inflation? It's other things in this world that need to be worried about. What about the help people's need to try to heal from illnesses that, they're trying to get rid of? But it is a cure. But don't nobody want to talk about it or share it. It's so many things that can be talked about and focused on that is very bigger than homosexuality. But for some reason, peoples within our community and other communities and anti-MAGAs want to focus on. But that's not the most biggest problem. The other things that I've named is. So let me go ahead and insert myself into this topic. I'm sorry if I got off track, but I'm still on track. But the thing is this, I'm going to insert myself into this. So when I was still in the closet, I was, at the time, I was curious, and at the time, it was these apps at the time around. This was back in 2019, 2020. That there was Grindr, there was Tinder. If you know, Grindr, Tinder, and Tamai. If you know, you know. And and Jacked. If you know, you know. A lot of y'all might not know. A lot of y'all might know. But at the time when I was still in the closet, and I'm just trying to, I was still this wild person. Like I did not look for red flags. I didn't pay attention to red flags or green flags. I didn't know what those things was. All I know, I was just trying to have some have some super fun adult time or this and then the third. I was just trying to be fast, but in reality, I needed to be slow and take precaution. But in reality, did nothing physically happen. I just had, conversations, with people trying to get to know them. But one of the things that I will say is this: me trying to have that fun and enjoy myself and trying to find who I thought I wanted to be with. I thought I was ready. I thought I was ready to settle down, knowing I was not ready to do none of that. Because number one, I'm still in the closet. Number two, hell, I still got to learn about these things. Number three, I knew of the gay community, the LGBTQIA community. I knew of them, and I was a big supporter then. I just did not want anybody that I was surrounded by to find out about me at that time, because I was scared that I was going to be judged on because of who I was attracted to, what I loved, and everything. And now it's like I don't care, because I'm open and I'm out and I'm free, and I can't be happier. And I know it's some people's around me that is not happy, that is not satisfied, that is not thrilled about it. But hey, I don't care. This is my life. I'm still going to love who I want to love, be who I want to be, do what I want to do. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to be careful. So yeah. So as I was chatting, it was like, okay, let me see what I can find. By the way, I was having conversations with every person of every background that I could think of. It was peoples that was in Nigeria. It was peoples that was in that was in India, Mexico, Puerto Rico, in the military and everything. And I was still trying to. I really didn't care. I was just trying to, find someone, because hey, when you still in that closeted space, you have to be strategic and you have to be careful. So I did that. And it's like every time, I was trying to find someone to have super fun adult time with, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if I'm stealing anybody's words, in the words of Nico Alalis. But I will say this. As I was trying to have conversations with peoples, it would be peoples of my own community, the Black community. I tried reaching out. I tried starting a conversation. I tried introducing myself like I was being honest with them. and, you know, giving them a chance to get to know me. And the next thing that I heard from every person of my own community, it's like they didn't even consider my feelings. They always would ask me, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? Do you have that? I'm like, no. And they're like, I'm trying to meet. I'm like, no. And when I would tell them that I'm trying to get to know a person, you know, and I would tell them that, you know, I'm not fully out yet, and I was just being honest, they would always get mad and they would always block me because I was being honest. And then, just another thing, other peoples of my own community, the Black community, I would conversate again, try to get to know them. Same thing happened. So you know what I did? I stopped communicating with my own community because I really felt like they didn't like me, or maybe I did something, or maybe I'm just wasn't their type. So I would talk to other peoples, if you know, of other communities. They would give me they would give me attention, they would give me a little play. Again, what I say, I didn't check for red flags, green flags, anything like that, because I did not know what that was. But as time progressed, as I came open and out further on, I learned, and it was taught to me by a lot of people surrounded by me, close to me, friends and everything. Videos and everything. Helped me out a lot. I ain't gonna say I'm the most perfect. I'm not the most perfect when it comes to dating or trying to find someone to date or be in a relationship, because I'm far from it, because I've done things that that will have you like, wow, really? But we're not going to get into that today. So I conversated with peoples of other communities, the Asian community, the Hispanic community, and everybody, like the Nigerians, you know, everything. So, you know, and it was also white tea peoples. They gave me a little attention. They gave me some communication. Some of the Asians gave me a little communication. Some of everybody gave me a little communication except my own community, the Black community. And I said right then and there, I'm done communicating with. I'm for real, y'all. Don't drag me. I said at the time, I'm done communicating with, you know. Yeah, I take accountability because I did say that. And so I had to sit back and think hard. I said, you know what? Why did I just say that? And what am I doing? Me saying that I don't want anything and I don't want to talk to another guy that's part of my community, basically saying that I don't want nothing to do with my community. And I'm not like that at all. It took someone very close to me that was surrounded around me to tell me, never forget where I come from, and never forget that I am a Black man. Because it does not matter who you date outside your community. The person, whoever you decide to date, no matter if they're white, black, Mexican, Indian, Asian, it does not matter who I marry outside my community and outside my race. I'm still going to be reminded, and I'm still going to be who I was born to be, and that is a black man. Never forget where you come from. Never forget the legacy you come from, and never forget the color of your skin, because it does not matter how many white spaces that you allow yourself to be in. At the end of the day, those peoples is still going to remind you that you are a black man. And when I heard that, and I thought about that, and I said that to myself as well, when that person told me that, I had to think about it. I said, you know what? That person is right. And I really need to think about this. That basically opened my eyes, and it told me that I need to stick with my own community and the peoples that resonate with me, and the way and I resonate with them, because we do not know when we're going to need our own community. So ever since then, I've been head on and strong about my community, the black men of my community. And I will say this, I love all my black men in our black community. I love all my black men. I love all my black men. I love a black man in the ground that he worships, that he walks on, and everything. It does not matter how many times a black man will reject me or talk bad. I will always love the legacy that I come from, the background that I come from. And even though I will say again, I did have my flaws of not wanting to communicate with my community, the black men of my community, because of the rejection that I felt from them, because I feel like they did not like me. I'm sitting here thinking, another thing, y'all, I'm sitting here thinking that they was the problem. And I had to think about it, that maybe I was the issue too. I shared some of the responsibility too. I shared some of the blame too. Because while I'm sitting here hating on my own community, disliking my own community because of the rejection that I was given from them, I'm pretty much rejecting myself and not coming forward to myself, because I'm not out. Because the ones that I was talking to, they pretty much was out. Some of them was on the DL. Some of them was out. Some of them just, maybe I was the wrong skin complexion, this and then the third. If you know, you know. But also the other peoples of the other communities, I had to learn this. The other peoples of the other communities, the white community, the Hispanic community, Indian community, Asian community, they did not like me because I was handsome or attractive. They did not want to be with me or get to know me because of my handsomeness and my personality. They only wanted to get to know me for one thing, and that was to fetish. Because half of those peoples of the other communities, all they talked about was this. All they talked about was, so are you this? Are you that? How is it? This and then the third. I can't say what I want to say, but if you know, you know. I'm like, and they will send images of their bodies. And I was curious because I was like, I'm telling you, y'all, at this time, before I came out the closet, I was still learning what a top and bottom was because I didn't know. I was still learning. Verse, top, bottom, if you know, you know. But I was still learning. So I was like, no. And then the other peoples of the other communities that are not in the Black community, it was like, they kept asking me, can they say the N-word? I'm like, no. No, I'm good. I don't need that. So I'm just gonna stop right there from talking about me, and let's really get into why we are really here. I think I'm gonna divide this video up. Now, that's it about me, but let's get into this video. Well, we into this video, but let's get into the topic where I talk about preferences within the Black community. And what's his name again? The Brose breakdown basically had to say the name again, but basically, Brose breakdown. He basically said some really good stuff, and I'm gonna be talking about some Black men that are gay within our community that have been involved in interracial relationships or who are currently involved in interracial relationships, and basically Black men being in white spaces within the gay community. So the first thing and the first person that I want to discuss, I want to talk about Camryo Brown. Now y'all know I've done videos on Camryo Brown. And if y'all remember, and if y'all follow me through this, I did videos on Camryo Brown when he was having some disagreements and when his cast members of Queer Eye basically was allegedly talking to him behind his back, truthfully. Because allegedly and truthfully, his mama overheard all those cast members talking about him behind his back, the way he dressed and everything. Because his mama, Camryo mama, had headphones in and she heard them all. And she went back and told her son about what really happened. If y'all don't believe me, go and find that video on my channel because this shouldn't be too far off. Now, while we are on the topic of Camryo Brown, he was the star of The Real World, and he was the star of Queer Eye, and he was the star of his own reality show, daytime talk show, which got canceled this year, I think last month, but his daytime show got canceled after 3 to 4 seasons. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I talking about Camryo? Camryo is not going to be the first one that I talk about. And by the way, I respect Camryo. I have so much love for him, but I'm going to have to say what I have to say. I'm not going to drag him. I'm just going to say this. Now, Camryo, if y'all don't know, Camryo has been in some relationships. And he is a Black gay man. But if you ever notice, he don't have peoples of our community on his own. He has been married or better yet engaged to white men of other communities. He was with a white Latino guy, and he was with a white guy. I think he dated the Latino guy, but he was engaged or married to the white guy. And it questions me and it babbles me that, you know what I'm saying? What gets me is this. And you can also see in the real world that Cameo Brown, he's been down with the peoples that he has a preference for quite a while. But the peoples that Cameo Brown and amongst other peoples among our black community and in the gay community have preferences for, who are not peoples of our community, their preferences are peoples of other communities that would never understand what it's like to be in the black community, and they don't want to understand. And what I mean by that is this. Cameo Brown, who I love dearly and respect wholeheartedly, his preferences, from my understanding, has always have been the white men of the community. Not once have I seen him with a brother, a black king, black excellence on his own. But neither do he know it is the black audience and black community that has stood behind him when he was going through this, and that pretty much made him to where he is today. But the fact of the matter is, he has always been, ever since I have known Cameo Brown, he has always been in predominantly white spaces within the LGBTQIA community. And I can't remember if he has spoken about issues within our community. Even if he has, I haven't heard anything. But if he has, good for him. But the thing is this, I will never understand, and I know I have no room to talk, but what I don't understand is, how can you allow yourself with a preference, but your preference is the ones that will portray you, leave you high and dry, won't bag you up or anything. The only thing that your preference is good for, I'm talking about the preferences within the other community, and I'm talking about the black men of our community who likes to be with their other preferences within the other community. If you know, you know, against their white preferences. I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. The only time when your preference, black men, listen up. The only time when y'all preferences is on y'all side, when it comes to that sexualization time. The only time when y'all preferences is on y'all side, when they want that vitamin D. They're not going to be on your side when it's issues within our own community. They are nowhere to be found. But the fact that black men within our own community, will rather side with their preferences, jump up and down through their preferences all day long, other than their own community, basically tells me everything that I need to know. And the fact of the matter is, you can you can like your preferences, want your preference all day long. But the question is, do your preference like you the same way that you like them? Now, Cameo Brown, who a person that I highly respect and that I'm not dragging, I'm just being honest, I'm pretty sure I've never heard him dating a black person of our community. I never heard him dating a black guy of our community. If he have, you'll never know. And I'm still not going to say that he didn't have plastic surgery, because I believe he did have plastic surgery on his face. I'm just going to say it. I believe he did have a nose job, whether he say he didn't. But I will say this. I think the thing is, when it comes to black men within our black community and our gay black community, I believe the thing is this. Black men love their preferences. Black men love black men, but they don't love the dark-skinned black men. They love the lighter black men. They love the men that are biracial. They love the men that are light-skinned. The only way a black man, in my opinion, will love and will want to be with a black man within our community is if they're lighter skinned. And if they're not lighter skinned, they are another person of our community, of the other community that they will like. Whether they are white, Latino, Korean, Asian, this and that and the third. That's what they prefer. Because if you ask some black men of our community, half of them would drag black peoples down to the ground, especially black women. Black men would drag a black woman down so quick, fast, in a hurry on why they don't want to be with a black woman, because they say they are loud, they are obnoxious, they want too much, they're too masculine. Okay, so you would rather be with someone of the other community that is real quick to turn the tables on you in a minute. That's basically what I'm saying. But what happens when you are with your preference and your preference don't like you back? That digs a hole. That puts a hole in you, in your whole system. Now, I might not be saying all the right things that there is to say among this video, but I'm just saying, I'm going within my experience. And I'm saying not only me have been through this, but it's plenty more have been through this. Now the black men of the black community who are celebrities, Cameo Brown, he hides himself. You see what happened to Cameo Brown? He allowed himself to be in a white space. And when you are a black person, when you are a black man, when you are a black person in general, I'm speaking upon the LGBTQIA community because this is the most important thing. When you are a black person who is in the LGBTQIA community and who happens to be gay, I'm going to go on to tell you this. Cameo Brown, Tadrick Hall, and many, many others. Just because you like your white preference or whoever who happens to not be in the black community, just because you like them and thinking that they like you back, let me tell you something. Just because you allow yourself in a white space, does not mean that they cool with you. Sometimes we have to get out of spaces that we know in our heart and our mind that we know that we don't belong in, because it's a lot of black peoples, the black men especially within the gay community, because I had that same thing, but I had to come out of mine. I had to open my eyes. Our preferences who are not black, they're going to always remind you that you is not like them. They're going to remind you every chance you get that you is a black man, and that you are a black person, and that you are a part of the black community. I don't give a crap of how many peoples of other communities that you date, that you marry, that you want to be a family with. They're going to always remind you, and you should always remind yourself, that you are and will always be a black person, a black individual, a black man that comes from a legacy of black men. And why is that important? Because it's history behind that. You see what happened to Cameron Brown when he allowed himself thinking that he was in the white space. You see with him being in white spaces and being in a space that he thought was cool with him happened to you, don't know. You know what happened to him? His castmate talked about him like a dog. And now look what happened to him. That should be a prime example right there, saying that we are not made to be in spaces of other communities because they don't want us to be in these spaces. But we are so quick to open our spaces up to them, knowing that they will not do the same for us. They claim that they want to stand up for us. The only way we matter to our preferences and to your preferences, only if it's come from a sexualization thing. Cameron Brown, he went through that. Tyler, the Creator, I think he said something as well about what he preferred. Don Lennon, he said a comment back when he was with CNN. But let me tell you something. While we on this, y'all remember Gerard Carmichael? Gerard Carmichael, he did a video on his channel. No, someone I was watching at the time talked about Gerard Carmichael. And what they said about Gerard Carmichael is because you know he was with a white guy. I think he's still with the white guy now. They said Gerard Carmichael liked doing role play with his white boyfriend, saying that Gerard Carmichael would be the slave and his white boyfriend would be the master. I'm like, Gerard, have you lost your forever lasting damn mind? Where is your damn brain cells? You find that damn amusing? Like, no. There is no way in the hell I would put myself in that position to be with somebody like that. I don't give a damn how much I care for my significant other or this and that and the third. We ain't doing that. Now, we're going to be honest. I will say this. Y'all probably wondering, DeAndre, did you used to have a preference? Listen, I did used to have preferences. But I had to think about it. I said, you know what? I'm done with preferences. I accept those that accept me. But if it comes down to preferences, for me, I will always choose my black and brown kings. I will always choose those that can refer to me, that can relate to me, that can understand me, that can get me, that will support me, that will guide me in a way of righteousness. I'm just going to put it in that aspect. And even if I was to be with someone who is not of the black community, let me be the first to say this. They have to be like me. They will have to understand me. I don't mean be like me in my face, like my skin color, this and then the third, but they will have to be like me, someone who has an open mind, a good open spirit, someone that understands our history, someone that will, guide me, or better yet, educate me if I'm wrong on something. You know what I'm saying? I don't have preferences. I don't care about no preference. But the only thing I'm saying, if they treat me right and with respect, and they keeping themselves up all together, and if they got all their teeth and everything, I'm cool with that. But if we're gonna be honest, I don't have no preference. I accept those that accept me. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna deal with the ones that can relate to me, that can understand me, that gets me, that supports me, that can console me, and everything. Someone who knows what it's like to be a part of a community that has had a hard time. I'm talking about my black and brown brothers. I'm just going to put it in that aspect. And if I happen to be with another person of another community, that's something I will have to pretty much guide myself, I have to teach myself how to do. But I don't see myself being in that aspect anytime soon. But that does not change the fact that I am a black man who happens to be gay within the black community. So, when I say preferences within the black community, I mean this. It's a lot of peoples within the gay community, especially the men of the LGBTQ community. If you ever watched movies, and if you ever watched a TV show, and if you ever watched Tyler Perry, if you know Tyler Perry, I'm gonna give you an example about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, because he's going through something right now still. But if you know Tyler Perry has a pick. Tyler Perry has a type. And that type is light skin, white, and Latino. You gotta be light skinned, you gotta be white, and you gotta be Latino. That is allegedly, in my opinion, Tyler Perry's type. And in good shape. And I'm not taking away from the fact that Tyler Perry is not a wonderful person, because he is. He's a good person in my opinion. Now, those alleged lawsuits and everything, I ain't got nothing to do about that, even though I've done videos on that. I ain't got nothing to do with that, but I'm going to say this. He has a type. And another thing I'm going to say, preferences within the black gay community, gay edition. The problem is this, and I think this is the solution, and I think this is the issue right here, and I think this is the problem. I think the thing is, a lot of black peoples within our community, either they have been disrespected or talked down on amongst their own community, and they feel that because they've been talked down so much throughout their whole life by the black community. I guess they feel that if they go out and be with someone else or be with the enemy, the other communities, they feel like that they can get the guidance and the support and the love, the attention, the atmosphere pretty much that they pretty much didn't get from the black community and their families. That's just my opinion. I might not be the best person to explain this, but when it all comes down to it, that's the best thing, and that's the only thing that I could think of at this very moment, is that black folks of our community possibly been chewed out throughout their whole lives in the black community by their family members and kids, picked on this and then the third. I believe they feel like if they find someone who was within the other community, they possibly think that they can get a better chance, a better opportunity, a better new slate. And I'm going to also say this. This is the big kicker right here within the gay community. Colorism. Dark-skinned men, in my opinion, including myself because I'm dark-skinned, I feel like dark-skinned men are looked down on. I feel like because in history, if you was dark-skinned, you was not able to get opportunities. People look at a dark-skinned man, they be like, oh, he's too dark, he's too dark. No, I don't want nobody that dark. I don't want nobody that dark. I want somebody light. But this the thing, though. You have got to understand this. You can be with somebody light skin and light brown all you want to. Guess what? They still gonna be black at the end of the day. Let me tell y'all something. Just because you get with a light-skinned person or biracial person, that does not mean that... I'm gonna be honest with you. You know how they say all dark-skinned men ain't all this and that? But let me tell you, not all light-skinned is either. Because we all equal. We all got the same blood. Just because you're light skinned and everything, that does not mean, just because you light skinned and got pretty eyes and a good physique, does not mean that you all this and that in a bag of chips or a snack cake. Because that's not true. I'm not saying I'm not either. I know I'm not the best looking person. I'm not saying that I'm the most attractive person. But at the end of the day, if you ever think about it, dark-skinned men have always been looked over or looked on. People will always analyze a light-skinned individual. The only time when black peoples, and other peoples of other communities will analyze a dark-skinned person if they got muscle, abs, this and that and the third. Now, if I'm wrong, put it in the comments. But you know I'm telling the truth. I wouldn't even lie. Now, I know y'all probably saying, ooh, this is an hour long, and I probably am wasting my time. But no, I'm just speaking facts and my truth. That's just how I see it. And that's why I called this video Preferences Within the Black Community. Don Lennon said some comments when he was with CNN about black folks, African Americans, are the highest rate to have absent fathers. And he also said that just because you are a black woman and because you can have a child or a baby, that does not mean that you should. Allegedly. That's what he said. Now you can go on YouTube and watch that. Now, although I was not always a Don Lennon fan or person, because he was with CNN and I did not know much about him. But when he was with CNN, I knew enough about him to know that something is not right. But when he came from CNN and he was let go of CNN and he started doing his own podcast and everything, I definitely seen the new change and different demeanor from Don Lennon, even though he's married to his husband. And this the thing, I just want y'all to know. Y'all probably think, wow, DeAndre always talking about. Let me tell you something. I love when people are happy and that are deserving to be happy. I just want our peoples, my peoples, to know. Don't like someone and don't love someone because you prefer them and because they're your preference. Like them and love them for the right reasons. Like them and love them and remind yourself why you fell in love with them. Don't like and love them and remind them that you fell in love with them because of their body and because of their skin. You're supposed to like and love a person because you want to be with them for them. Not because of what they got, not because of their skin tone, not because they are from this background, that background. Remind yourself, why did you fall in love with this person? Not because you preferred them, but also remind yourself, why did you fall in love with a person that you are with? Not because you preferred them, but why? I'm gonna give you for example. If I was to be with someone, and if somebody asks me, why did you fall in love with this person? Why did you fall in love with this guy? I would tell them the reason I fell in love with this guy was because I love his personality, I love his open mind, I love his support, helping me accomplish my goals, who always guides me in the right direction, always there to comfort me, and always there when I need them. And that's my answer. Now, I'm probably leaving some things out, but if I am, put it in the comments. I know I might lose some subscribers, and I know I might get some backlash in these comments, and I might get educated, but okay. But I was to say that I did include some of my fiascos up in here, and I take accountability if I was wrong or if I left out anything. I just want people to know I love everyone. I love everybody of all ethnicity, races, and communities. I'm just going to put that out there. But if I was to have a preference, my black and brown kings individuals. Number one, top tier. And if I was to be with someone of any race and any ethnicity, they have to have an open mind and support system and who understands what it's like to be a part of the black and brown community. Now, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to have to put this out there. I know y'all probably said in the past that I've spoken about my love of Latinos, Hispanics, or whatever. Now, I will say this. I do have a thing for Latinos. I do. But even if I was to be with a Latino, that would never make me change how I feel about my black community. I would still support and love my black community the same. But if for me to be with that Latino, for example, if I was to communicate with a Latino again, or be in a relationship, we would have to have that conversation. And I would have to tell him, and I would have to ask him, do you understand what it's like being in the black and brown community? Do you support my community? Do you support me? Do you support my goals? Do you stand behind me? And if he says, of course I do, I'm gonna stand behind you, then okay. We're gonna work through that. We're going to educate each other on our backgrounds, on our history. But if not, then there wouldn't be a us. But I hope I gave some opinion. I hope I gave some right stuff, and I hope I said the right things. And I really hope that I didn't offend anybody. And I really hope that I put everything in perspective. And I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Shout out to, let me get the name right again. Ooh, I did another hour video. Shout out to again, Debro Zay Breakdown. Shout out to him. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all on another video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all for watching. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Love y'all. Thank you. And bye-bye. Hello, y'all. This is me, DeAndre Dobbs. If you have made it this far, that means you have came to the end of this video. During the Carmelo topic, I forgot to include something which I think should be included, even though this was a topic on preferences in the gay black community. I wanted to identify when I said that he has been married to white men in other communities. I also wanted to put out there that he also has a child, 2 sons, and that he was with a black woman. Well, at the time she was a girl, and they was teenagers in high school, best friends, and they hooked up. And it is alleged in Carmelo, he said thousands of times that 10 years later he found out that he had a child by his best friend / ex-girlfriend. And I'm going to put the images up, and I wanted to just go ahead and put that out there because I forgot to include it in the video, but I didn't want to include it in the video right then and there because that wasn't part of the topic. But just in case, I wanted to put it at the end. So again, respectfully, I apologize. If I've forgotten anything, put it in the comments. But if you made it this far, thank you. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you guys think of this video. Thank you, and I love y'all. Bye-bye.